Jenkins for three. You betcha.
The pass to Miller outside three. Good. Big block by Olsen.
Fryer in the paint. Now to Holzer. Left corner three. Bang! Bang! Oh!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Thursday afternoon on yourliveevent.com, coming to you live from Aitkin High School. It is the championship game of the girls' side of the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Basketball Tournament, as the Aitkin Gobblers, sitting with a 4-3 regular season record, take on the 5-2 Ogilvie Lions, as both teams coming over commanding victories as of yesterday's semifinals matchups. And a good afternoon here on yourliveevent.com. Paul Vold coming to you live from Aitkin High School this afternoon as we jump right into it with, of course, the pregame show on yourliveevent.com, the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Basketball Tournament. Ogilvie Lions yesterday won back and forth, up and down the court. They went against the Northwoods Grizzlies to finish 91-84. Grizzlies had multiple chances to claw back into that one, but the Lions held them off, as now the Ogilvie Lions 5-2 on the season, boasting a 1-0 record in the neutral part of their schedule, but also going 4-0 in the Great River Conference. But here in this matchup this afternoon will be a much more defensive-laden battle for them, as opposed to just running out in transition, getting turnovers for the Lions as they take on the Aitkin Gobblers. Speaking of which, for the Aitkin Gobblers here, they come off a 70-32 win against the McGregor Mercs yesterday afternoon. Tegan Pisak got off to a hot start and never looked back with 19 points, 2 rebounds in the win. But really nice production in the paint for the Gobblers as well for Emma Skye, 14 points, 7 rebounds in the win. Also getting 10 points from a piece from Emma Jacobson and Bretta Westman, who come off the bench. At least Bretta Westman did. But really nice performance for Emma Jacobson as well to get those 10 points in the start, as they out-rebounded the Gobblers out-rebounded the Mercs by the margin of 24-16, and took advantage of 29 Mercs turnovers. A good majority of them coming early in that first half for the Aitkin Gobblers, at least with those amount of turnovers that were dispelled early in that contest. Gobblers now in the midst of back-to-back wins after falling in 3 straight to get themselves here now at the point of 4-3 on the season. 2-2 on the road, 1-1 at home. You got their first section week just this past week as well, but a victory nonetheless. The Aitkin Gobblers look to crank up the defense here in this contest for the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Basketball Tournament that will be coming up here this afternoon. Not much more coming up on the pregame show. The Gobblers taking on the McGregor Mercs actually fell to Northwoods in the third place game of the holiday tournament, as well against Northwoods. Again, 83-41 was that final score for the Mercs. But championship game is coming your way here today. Of course, we'll get a look at where we're going to be later on tonight with our broadcast schedule and much more. It's the Aitkin Gobblers. It's the Ogilvie Lions in the Holiday Tournament Championship, put on by the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club on yourliveevent.com.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology.
Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect.
Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School this afternoon on YourLiveEvent.com. It's the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament Championship game with the Ogilvie Lions 5-2 on the season, taking on your 4-3 Aitkin Gobblers this afternoon. We welcome in here into the pregame show Jeremy Jansen joining us here once again. And Jeremy, we talked about in the opening of our broadcast here this afternoon, Gobblers were able to do a lot of great things yesterday. Pressure defense and also winning the rebound battle, I should say, and creating a lot of second chance opportunities for them.
Yeah, that's the Gobblers did a nice job first half especially. They didn't turn the ball over and created, I think, 19 first half turnovers by the Mercs and took advantage of a lot of easy lay-ins and on the boards, Emma Sky and Camille Pronto had a nice day, rebound, offensive, and putbacks. So it boded well for the Gobblers yesterday, and they're going to have to do that again today.
Gobblers will take on the Ogilvie Lions here today, and their matchup that they had 91-84, that victory for them against the likes of Northwoods. And it was easy. It was a lot of this. It was inbound, two-pass, lay-in. That's what it seemed to be even on the other end defensively. Ogilvie get a turnover, throw it into open space, and there seemed to be a girl laying one in just about every other possession. So that's how they were able to get, at one point, led by as much as I think about 20 in that contest. But Northwoods was a tenacious team that certainly scraped their way to cut into that deficit, but unfortunately wasn't able to get it much below, even though losing by 7. But they were well down by 10 points consistently throughout much of that second half. So the Gobblers and the Lions will test things out here this afternoon. Again, the Gobbler girls in the championship game. The Gobbler boys also in the championship coming up tonight. They take on the 4-1 Piers Pioneers in a championship rematch from last season as well. Look forward to that contest as the Aitkin Gobblers take on of course, the Ogilvie Lions here this evening. Take a break here on the pregame show. We'll get our sit-down conversation. Coach Kaya Davies will join us here on the pregame show as the Gobblers take on the Ogilvie Lions. The Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Basketball Tournament on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richter's.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect.
Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Welcome back to the pregame show this afternoon on YourLiveEvent.com. It's the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament Championship with your Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Ogilvie Lions as we welcome in head coach for your Aitkin Gobblers, Kaya Davies, joins us here on the pregame show. Coach, quick turnaround, but happy to have you back on the pregame show once again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Coach, contest yesterday, got off to a fast start, never looked back, 70-32 against McGregor. I know looking back at that game, to get off to a good start. Defense was a big priority to start off as well, getting that full court pressure on the back end of the court, but also got some strong shooting as well from Tegan. A lot of takeaways from that contest. What do you remember from that game? That a lot of positives from that win.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives. We talked big about our goals going into that game, and our biggest goals were rebounds. We didn't completely meet that goal, but some of the girls had better numbers than others, so that's a plus on the game. I was very proud to see Tegan take control of the ball, and even Emma Sky had some nice points up there, and we had 4 or 3 girls in double digits, so that's just a nice team win all around. Our defense is what saves us the most, I believe, and that's what's going to be the biggest thing for tonight's game is our defense against the Ogilvie Lions.
Talking to Coach, obviously one thing that we noticed from that game, especially the play down low, obviously rebounding and creating a lot of second chance points. Emma Sky especially. I mean, we had her down for 14.7 rebounds. Numbers could vary a little bit, but it was great to see at least a little bit more presence down low, even with the hot shooting overall from Tegan and a few other girls. 4 girls we had in double digits too. As the season's kind of progressed and seeing Emma and especially the post play overall, how have you seen that taking strides here as the season's come along for, especially maybe for Emma or for the play down low overall?
I see a lot of the strength building and a lot of the confidence. Those are the 2 biggest things that you need down in the post. You're dealing with the biggest girls halfway always on the court, and you're running block to block. It's a tough and mental game there. And so for the future, I hope we can build and get stronger and know when and what and how to do things. So I think that's going to be the biggest growth marker for us, but I think we can definitely complete that here in a few weeks.
Coach, you had a chance as well to take a look at Ogilvie after your contest as well. They took on Northwood. It's a little tight at a couple of points, but what'd you see there against Ogilvie? They seem to be a team that likes to get out and transition.
Oh, they're quick. I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen tonight. Our defense is what's going to save us, I believe, and hopefully our defense thrives our offense, and that's our going to be motivation for tonight. Granted that Ogilvie had a lot of high scorers, but I don't think yesterday's game was played a lot of defense. I think it was back and forth a lot. So I'm excited to see what tonight bring the defense to them, how they'll adjust, and versus our offense also.
Coach, you talked with a couple of girls after the game as well. They talked about, like you had mentioned, talking about goals individually as a team. What do you see as some of the big goals with this matchup? Of course, obviously, defense going to be a big thing against Ogilvie. What do you see as other goals for this contest tonight?
Biggest goal for tonight is our rebounds. We have to own those boards, and we can't let them have the second chance. Another big goal, I always tell the girls, we have to probably score about 50 points to win a game and have good shooting percentages all through the night and stuff like that. I think another good goal for us will be how much can we contain the 2 girls on the Ogilvie team that led the team there. That's going to be huge for tonight.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Look forward to talk to you after today's game as well.
Thank you.
Coach Kaya Davies for your Aitkin Gobblers on the pregame show as the Gobblers take on Ogilvie in a matchup for the Holiday Tournament Championship put on by the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club. As we'll step aside here for another break, get a further look at this matchup with the Ogilvie Lions. Starting lineup still on the way, less than 5 minutes away from tip-off here on YourLiveEvent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide. where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
JT Station in Fertile carries a variety of items that are sure to meet your needs, and you should stop in today. They sell hot stuff foods, frozen foods, selected groceries, household products, and much more. The Hot Stuff Foods and Deli will provide you with a fresh, quick, and easy breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they also offer some of the best car services in town. They're open 6 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. daily. It's JT Station in Fertile.
We're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Escape the Minnesota winter, March 10th through 19th, as we become immersed in Hawaiian culture and take in the breathtaking views of Oahu, Kauai, and Maui. Enjoy a balance of scheduled must-see attractions and free time to relax in paradise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, for more information.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School this afternoon on YourLiveEvent.com. The Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Ogilvie Lions. Girls basketball in the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament Championship just a few minutes away. Aitkin Gobblers do have quite the matchup that they have against the likes of the Ogilvie Lions today. And again, we talked about it earlier with the Ogilvie Lions being a team that a little bit of catch and shoot and obviously try to reach out in space and take advantage of turnovers, especially when they had that matchup against Northwoods yesterday. They were a quick 2-3 pass and throw up a shot and chase after it on the transition side of things as well. So the Gobblers' pressure defense that comes up on the inbound can provide a little bit of some help in that area. Gobblers do have quite the chance here today, and especially try to bring home the championship trophy that is for the Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament. Last time these two teams actually played against each other was in this classic as well, that being in the Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament. You have to go all the way back to 2019 where Aitkin won 78-65 a few years ago. So we'll take one more break on the pregame shows. The Gobblers take on Ogilvie. Starting lineups coming up and also the opening tap. Aitkin Gobblers and the Ogilvie Lions on YourLiveEvent.com.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
Mr. May's ornithology class.
My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red wrestling tournament.
Just going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby.
Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance. Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School this afternoon here on YourLiveEvent.com as the Aitkin Gobblers set to take on the Ogilvie Lions in this Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament Championship today. The Aitkin Gobblers sitting at 4-3 on the season, while the Ogilvie Lions are 5-2 on the season out of the Great River Conference, where they have a 4-0 record. Aitkin out of the Mid-State Conference, yet to play a conference matchup this season. So we'll get right to our starting lineups here before too long, as National Anthem was played in our first game of the afternoon, as it again was McGregor falling to Northwoods 83-41 in the third place game, as Ogilvie fans in attendance, Aitkin fans a little bit on the sparser side of things, but nonetheless in attendance here today. The Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Ogilvie Lions this afternoon. I don't think we'll be getting a national anthem, as we'll get set up and ready to go here today. Get a look at our starting lineups here, starting first with the visiting team in the Ogilvie Lions this afternoon. Starting first with the Ogilvie Lions, number 4 is a 5'5" junior guard in Grace Hines. Number 5 is a 5'4" senior guard in Bailey Heald. Number 20 is a 5'5" senior guard in Jarrah Nelson. Number 21 is a 5'9" freshman guard in Cadence Pierce. Number 24 is a 5'6" senior guard in Alexa Peterson. Head coach for the Ogilvie Lions is Daryl Atticus, assisted by Pam Nichols. For the Aitkin Gobblers this afternoon, their starting lineup will go like this. Number 15 is a 5'5" junior in Emma Jacobson. Number 20 is a 6' senior Tegan Piesick. Number 21, a 5'5" senior in Eiley Cullum. Number 23 is a 6' junior in Emma Sky. 5'7", wearing number 24 and a senior, Ella Jansen. Head coach for Aitkin Gobblers in her first season is Kaya Davies, and assisted by the likes of Shariah Peterson. As the Gobblers in the home blacks here this afternoon, they will be, of course, in the home blacks with Aitkin going across the chest, red numbers, white trim around the numbers and the letters. The Ogilvie Lions in the road whites, black letters with orange trim, orange numbers with a black trim, with the matching pinstriping pants down the side of the uniform as well in orange and in black. Gobblers this afternoon ready to take on the Ogilvie Lions. And another thing too, Jeremy, that we forgot to mention, the play of Emma Jacobson getting the start yesterday too. And you know, she did her part, and especially early on, helping cause a lot of turnovers early and creating offense for the Gobblers.
Yeah, and she had a nice second half, 8 points in the second half, and she's really gained that confidence with the ball and done a nice job this year. Emma and kind of back and forth filling in for Abby Palm, who's injured right now, but Emma's really stepped up this year. She's confident going to the hoop left-handed, has a nice jump shot, has played really good defense and aggressive under the hoop, rebounding the ball. So fun to see Emma come out of that shell and really take it to the court.
Fourth place belongs to the McGregor girls. Northwoods in third place with an 83-41 win in the first, of course, championship round matchup. And, of course, we get ready for the championship game between the Ogilvie Lions and the Aitkin Gobblers. Gobblers will be working left to right on your computer screens at yourliveevent.com. On the camera, we've got Don Hines once again. On the PA, it's the great Dave Sadlowski, as we are ready to go and set for the opening tab with Emma Sky and number 21, Cadence Pierce. The freshman will go and take the opening tap here between the Gobblers and the Ogilvie Lions. As it's up in the air, one and controlled by the Ogilvie Lions, and Grace Hines will start off the offense, feed a pass down low along that right baseline out to Hines. Shot is up, and it is going to be good. And there will be a three-point to open up the contest. Grace Hines finishing with over 35 points in that win against Northwoods yesterday. Gobblers will be pressured as they bring it up to the front court. Emma Jacobson stops, pops a shot off the back of the iron. Rebound loose, picked up by Cadence Pierce. 2-on-1 the other way. Grace Hines outlets and gets a shot up, and she's going to be fouled on her way to the basket by Tegan Piesick, as we'll start off that direction with a foul assessed to the Gobblers, and 2 free throws coming up for Grace Hines, the 5'5" junior for the Ogilvie Lions. 3-0 lead on yourliveevent.com, 17:30 to play. As the first free throw from Hines is up and good. Makes it a 4-0 start for Ogilvie. Second free throw coming up as it's on its way and off the back of the rim, bounces around, no good, but a rebound down to Emma Sky. 4-0 start. Gobblers looking to bring it up to the front court to Ella Jansen. Jansen from the top of the right side picks up her dribble to the top of the circle now. Looks for a pass to set up the offense, get some movement going. Tries to go back to the right now, kicks it over left side for Emma Jacobson. Back up top now for Ella Jansen. Looks to drive from the right elbow extended. Kicks it back out to Cullum. Almost stolen away. Kept alive by Jansen. Inside pass to Emma Sky. A little bit beyond her reach. Draws in a double team. Cullum out of the right corner. Cuts it out back to the wing now. Hands it off to Jansen as we'll reset the offense. Back to Cullum. Left side. Left corner. Piesick for a three-pointer. Left corner is good. Another big key here for the Gobblers, and then get shooting from outside, especially with Tegan going early. That's going to be a big help. 4-3 deficit for the Gobblers with Grace Hines at the top of the key. Draws a double team as the left elbow. Three-pointer on the way from Heald is off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound down to Tegan Piesick. Bailey Heald with the missed three. Tegan with a board. Jansen back the other way. Cuts right baseline. Shot is up. No good. A rebound fought for it down low as it's taken away by Jacobson. Back to Jansen. Out to Tegan. Left alone. Three on the way. Off the back of the rim. And a rebound is loose. It's still on that right baseline. Picked up by number 20 and Jara Nelson. Show outlet to Cadence Pierce across half court from the free throw line. Walks it, but no foul. Now a foul is called, as I thought maybe Cadence Pierce got a couple extra half steps in. But a foul assessed on the floor against the Gobblers. Are they going to get her in the act of shooting? Yes, it'll be to Ella Jansen. A 2 fouls to nothing run to start off in the wrong direction for Aitkin.
Yeah, late foul. She'd already gone 3 steps after that, and foul called on Ella.
First free throw, no good from Cadence Pierce. Now, I believe 1 of 3 at the line to start.
Yep.
1 of 3 at the line to start for Ogilvie. It was 16-13 to play, a 4-3 lead. Second free throw is good, splits the difference. 5-3 to start off. 16-12 to go in this first half. Tegan Piesick takes it across half court to Eiley Cullum. Looks to drive, stops, pops a shot up short of the mark. Grace Hines with a full head of steam across half court for the Lions. Right elbow, step back, shot up on the way, bounces around, no good. Rebound down to Emma Sky. Lions trying to pounce their way here out in transition as it's taken right back by the Gobblers after an errant pass. Jacobson from a 3, no good. Long rebound down to Jara Nelson. Shot outlet to Cadence Pierce. In the lane, left-handed shot, lays it up and in. Ogilvie trying to set the tone, at least speed-wise, especially in transition, trying to find some ways through that defense of the Gobblers. 7-3 to start. Jacobson back out to Tegan. 3 on the way. No good off the back of the rim. Gobblers got to get those rebounds and second chance opportunities. Grace Hines from the left elbow. Stop with the Euro step and rolls it in for another 2. 9-3 start in the other direction. Now a 5-0 run as of late for the likes of the Aitkin Gobblers. Tegan Piesick, skip pass right side into the corner. Double team on Eiley Cullum. Soon to be a triple team, but gets out of it. And unfortunately a travel by Eiley Cullum trying to hand the ball off to Tegan Piesick. A little miscommunication there, at least early on. 15:02 to play. It's a 9-3 deficit as the Gobblers trail early.
Ogilvie in that zone defense. We're trying to dribble and pass. We just got to move the ball quickly, and we'll be better off.
3 up in the air. Grace Hines will find the rebound as loosing down on the floor, but nothing called on a potential travel with the 3 missed by Bailey Heald. Left side now to Alexa Peterson. Her shot is up, no good. And a rebound down to Eiley Cullum. Gives it to Ella Jansen across half court. Stretch pass, finds a shot and up and fouled on the way. Emma Sky had a couple of defenders playing in her hip pocket, but was able to throw up a shot, but fouled on the way as well. Gobblers will head to the free throw line with Emma Sky.
Yeah, the Gobblers going to stay out of the track meet, though. That's what Ogilvie wants, and the Gobblers want to play that half-court defense, half-court offense.
First free throw from Sky, no good. 14:33 to go in this first half. First free throw attempt also for the Gobblers, and from Emma Sky, misses the second one as well. Rebound down to Cadence Pierce. She'll come across half court, work it over towards that left side. Looks and drives towards the baseline with a shot up. Rebound into the hands of Emma Sky.
Third rebound so far for Emma.
Tegan Piesick across the timeline. Loses the handles. It comes across half court. A little bit of contact. Grace Hines will leave it short as it's into the hands of Eiley Cullum. Now tries to come back. Almost thrown away. Last touch by the Lions in number 5 in Bailey Heald. Gobblers get a reprieve on a missed layup from Grace Hines, the junior guard for the Lions. Inbound to Eiley Cullum. 14:07 to go. Gobblers trail 9-3. Working it back towards the top of the key now. Left side, errant pass, throwing it up and away. Jansen looking for Jacobson out on that left side. A step far too forward for Jacobson with under 14 to go. Gobblers turn it over back to the Ogilvie Lions. Grace Hines at the top of the left side. Works it back, cross-court heave. Now back to number 5 and Bailey Heald. Heald throws it away. It's into the hands of Tegan Piesick before it's poked out of her hands and out of bounds as Coach Davies has to chase the loose ball and recovered as the Gobblers will maintain possession. 13:43 to go here in this first half. Gobblers down 9-3 on YourLiveEvent.com. The Quarterbacks Club Holiday Championship this afternoon. Pass up into the air is fought for, but it's collected by the Ogilvie Lions. Cadence Pierce throws up a shot. Basket will not count, as it will be 2 free throws coming up, as the Gobblers will send Cadence Pierce to the free throw line. Looks like second foul will be going to Ella Jansen. 3 fouls for the Gobblers, 1 so far for Ogilvie. Pierce at the line for the Lions. First one up on its way and good. Now makes it a 10-3 lead to start. See Britta Westman checking in for Ella Jansen. Gobblers the shorter bench, unfortunately, due to the fact JV playing at the same time, so only other eligible player on the team is Camille Peranto for the Gobblers. Second free throw also good. 11-3 lead, and also now a 7-0 run for the Ogilvie Lions. Brett Westman in on the play as a turnaround shot from Emma Skye is up and good. Makes it now 11-5. Gobblers get a basket after those free throws made. Coming back towards that right side now. Out. 3 on the way, and it is good for number 20. And Jara Nelson knocks down the 3 to make it a 14-5 lead, and a stolen inbound and laid up and in for 2 by Grace Hines, and a timeout taken by the Aitkin Gobblers. 12:57 to go, 16-5 the start for Ogilvie on YourLiveEvent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
$16 to 5, the lead on YourLiveEvent.com. It's the Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament Championship. Girls side of the bracket with the Ogilvie Lions on top of the Aitkin Gobblers. 12:57 to go. Turnovers not to the favor of the Gobblers here to start off, Jeremy.
5-1 turnovers, Gobblers, and that's led to a couple easy buckets for Ogilvie.
Inbound will go to Bretta Westman across half court, and she walks it, unfortunately, before laying in a dribble, and we'll turn it over for the Aitkin Gobblers. Quick out-of-town scoreboard update, 14-0. The Minnesota Golden Gopher football team, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Of course, you can listen to that one on Cash 95.9 and also on KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1. The Gobbler in the first half. 3 short of the mark as it rattles around. Emma Skye comes down with a board after that missed 3 from Alexa Peterson. Gobblers come to the front court, skip pass up to Emma Jacobson. Rolls it off her leg, and unfortunately it's taken right back. Loose ball out on the floor as now poked away by Eiley Culliman, able to keep it near her and turns it back over nonetheless. Back to the Ogilvie Lions.
A little sloppy for the Gobblers to start here. They got to slow it down. Again, they're trying to get in that track meet that they don't want to get into. Slow the offense down, move the ball. That first 3 that Tegan had, it was a couple extra passes and a nice open look, and that's what we have to do.
Gobblers just try to, unfortunately, seem to try and play Ogilvie's game right now, and now they get a turnover as it's taken away by Emma Jacobson with a hand on Jacobson. Errant pass, it's going to be kept alive by Grace Hines. Hines will go up with a right-handed shot off that left side and up and in for 2 more. It's 18-5 lead now for the Ogilvie Lions on top of the Aitkin Gobblers. Out across half court now to Emma Jacobson. Jacobson will go down, throws up a wild shot. Camille Peranto is in. Britta Westman will fire up a shot. Hers off the side of the rim, no good. Loose rebound. It is going to be kept to Camille Peranto, and she is fouled as Peranto hits the deck. And she will head to the free throw line with a foul assessed in the area. I believe Cadence Pierce might be the one receiving the foul for the number 15, Lexi Naring, will be assessed the foul actually. Naring checking into that timeout. 11:45 to go in this first half. Free throws for Camille Peranto. Knocks down the first of guaranteed 2.
It's part of Camille's game that's really improved over the last couple of years, is taking pride in making free throws. I think she was 6 of 7 down in Mora.
Second free throw on its way and also good. 2 of 2 for the Gobblers. Camille Peranto, the junior. Again, that out-of-town scoreboard update, 14-0 Gophers with 2:40 to go in the first half. Loose ball into the right corner. Now it's Cadence Pierce with it. Throws a pass in the middle as Camille Peranto almost taken down and now gets a little extra shove in the process. Fighting for that loose ball going up against, I believe, in number 20 there, and Jarrett Nelson. But the Gobblers get it with the possession arrow on the tie-up. As the inbound will go to Eileen Cullum. Takes her time. She comes across half court. Gobblers trail 18-7. Pass to Tegan Piesick. Slows things up, coming across the right side down to number 15 in Emma Jacobson. Gets a screen from Westman. Fires a shot from the right elbow, short of the mark. Camille Peranto will try to save it, but it's taken away as Grace Hines will run it up to the front court. Now looking past to the right side as we are going to get a stoppage, and they're going to get a charge on Grace Hines. 11:06 to go. First foul to Grace Hines on a charge. As we'll see, Alexa Peterson checking in. She'll come in for Bailey Heald with 11:06 to go in this first half. 18-7 the score in this first half. Aitkin Gobblers and Ogilvie Lions. Inbound to Eileen Cullum. Now back to Tegan as she triggered the inbound. We'll bring it across half court now. Slows things up as she comes across half court. Looks to that left side almost. A good pass now back to Eileen Cullum. Feed pass to Camille Peranto. Up with the left hand as it's blocked out of the air, but she regains control. Does Peranto in the left corner. Back to Eileen Cullum. Cullum out on the left wing. Cross court heave to Tegan. Thought about the three. She'll drive from the right side. Up with a scoop shot and lays it up and in. Nice touch off the backboard there from Tegan. Cuts the deficit now to 18-8. Or 18-9, excuse me.
Tegan taking on 2 defenders there, right to the hoop, strong, up and under finish.
From the free throw line, Lexi Naring dishes it back out. Alexa Peterson going to fire off a shot, no good. A rebound fought for, and Jacobson comes out with the board for the Gobblers. Taking her time, seeing a difference since that timeout called by Coach Davies, slowing things offensively. Down low, just off the hands of Britta Westman.
No, there was a reach in there from an Ogilvie defender that knocked that ball out. The official on this side did not see it.
Gobblers give it right back to Ogilvie, trailing 18-9 with exactly 10 minutes to play here in this first half. Grace Hines from the top of the circle now works left sides, looks to drive, loses the handle as it's just flat out dropped according to the official down under the basket and out of bounds against Ogilvie.
I think Grace in 9th grade had 1,000 points, so she's a 1,000-point scorer for the Lions.
Now to the left side, or to the right side as Tegan Piesick picks up the dribble. Now over to Emma Jacobson on the left wing. Gets a screen from Peranto from the free throw line. Back out to Eileen Cullum. Right side. Corner on the way for the 3. Good for Tegan.
There's that extra pass, that extra ball movement to get that open look. Not pressing.
Coach Davies talked about in the pregame show how she liked Tegan taking control of shooting from a right corner three-pointer long of the mark and into the hands of Britta Westman. Now we'll see Britta come across half court, also a double-digit score from yesterday. She had 10 points off the bench for the Gobblers, and that went against McGregor. Pass going to go down along the baseline, and last touch by Aitkin. 12 points for Aitkin, 18 for Ogilvie. 9:15 to go in the first half as the Gobblers do trail. Now we'll see Emma Skye into the game, and we'll see Ella check back in as well, Ella Jansen with Jacobson, and also, I believe, Teagan. Yeah, Teagan's also going to check out here for a little break.
That was the 10th turnover for the Gobblers so far, halfway through the first half.
9 minutes to go until that halftime break, 18-12. Dish back out to the right side for Hines near that right corner, being defended by Jansen. Now draws in Cullum. Awkward three-pointer short of the mark. Cadence Pierce going to heave one long and out. Great effort by Pierce, but
4th turnover there for the Lions.
Try to go for the touchdown as opposed to the first down on that throw nonetheless, but
good idea trying to get it to the backcourt.
Of course.
Just had a little too much extra oomph.
Jansen establishes the offense in the front court now, fed down low to Sky, tries to time it up, but it's blocked out of the air by Cadence Pierce, and Grace Hines ends up with it for the Lions. From the right elbow, tried a backhand pass through the lane, now tries to steal it back. We got bodies flying everywhere, and a foul called out on the floor. And it looks like this one might be against, Emma Sky. I don't know how to feel about that one.
Yeah, I think there was maybe a foul ahead of that. 11th turnover for the Gobblers, 5 so far for the Lions.
Score remains at 18-12 in this first half, and a foul assessed on the floor here. Bretta Westman and Cadence Pierce. I believe Westman will be assessed her first. That's the Aitkin Gobblers' 5th foul of this first half compared to 3 for Ogilvie, as Pierce at the top of the key now works right side to Lexi Naring. Naring looks to drive, steps just beyond that right elbow, and back out now to number 20 in Jarrah Nelson. Nelson, top of the circle, now to the free throw line. Loses the handle, is going to hit the floor, and still sticking with it. Loose ball picked up by the Gobblers and taken right back by Eiley Cullum. Back to Ella Jansen.
Rugby scrum there.
Yeah, a little bit. Gobblers come out on the positive end. Loose ball on the floor, last touch by, looks like Alexa Peterson. Active hands on both ends of the floor here for both teams especially. Any ball that's not even remotely secure is going to be contested, it seems, as this contest moves along. 8 minutes to go in this first half, 8:09 to be exact. 12 points for Aitkin, 18 for Ogilvie. Inbound to Emma Jacobson, fresh off the bench. The free throw line back out to Teagan Piesick. Top of the left side, up top now for Jansen. Jansen steps inside the arc, now steps back out at the right wing. Now up top for Teagan Piesick. Picks up the dribble. Skip pass back over to her teammate in Ella Jansen. Down low, looking for Emma Sky, being defended by Pierce. Cross-court pass into the right corner, left corner, I should say. Stops, throws up right-handed shot for Teagan. Fought for the rebound, and Jansen takes it right away from Sky, but keeps the offense moving. Jansen from the top of the circle. Left side now for Teagan. Teagan looks for a penetrating pass. She'll take it herself from the left side as maybe a little contact off the bottom of the backboard. Coming out with it is Grace Hines for Ogilvie. 7:25 to go in the first half. Hines from the left wing. Cross-court heave once again. Left alone. Alexa Peterson was left all alone. She could have fired one now. Lexi Naring's going to fire a three. Long of the mark. Fought for the rebound down on the floor as it's going to be Camille Paranto. Jump ball tie-up says it'll go to Ogilvie. Pronto had a clear angle on it, and Jacobson, unfortunately, been a couple of times here today where teammates have kind of stonewalled each other for a loose ball.
A little more communication.
Nonetheless, inbound to the left of the basket. Bailey Heald will inbound before that 5-second call just gets it in. As it will be to Lexi Naring on the left side to Bailey Heald once again. She'll dribble her way to the top of the circle, dishes it back out. Three on the way, out the back of the rim, no good. Loose ball out on the floor. Gobblers will come out with it. It's to Ella Jansen after Camille Paranto hands it off to Teagan Piesick across half court. Gobblers down by 6, under 7 to play. 18-12 the score remains at that mark. Right to Camille Paranto. Back out to Teagan. Three on the way. Off the front of the rim, no good. Cadence Pierce will take the rebound. Pierce will drive. Throws up a scoop shot with the right hand, no good. As it's going to be Ella Jansen. Had a hand on her, but she'll run the length of the floor to Emma Sky. Sky's going to be fouled on her way to the basket. I think it's just going to be down on the floor. No continuation on the shot, I believe. Foul will be against Bailey Heald. That'll be her first. Team's fourth of the half. Fouls assessed now, 4 of them in total for the Ogilvie Lions. Jansen will trigger the inbound to Emma Sky from the right elbow. Now dishes it back to Greta Westman. Loose ball on the floor. Hot passes will go right to Grace Hines up with the right hand and takes a little bit of a tumble on her way to the basket as she'll be heading to the free throw line apparently. A little bit of, I would say, embellishment.
Yeah, kind of a little out of control and throw it up, hope you get the call, and she did.
6:16 to play here in the first half. Foul to Emma Sky. That'll be her second. Free throw on the way for Grace Hines. Gets every part of the rim possible before it finally goes down. Now makes it 19-12. Second free throw for her on its way up. And good. 20-12 now the score. 6:16 to play. Gobblers trailing against Ogilvie.
Lions 6 of 8. 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Again, those unforced turnovers are tough for the Gobblers there.
Unable to get across half court as it just went between the hands of Jansen. Now the Lions with an opportunity to extend their lead out even further. Gobbler defense will be tested across half court now to the right side. Driving is going to be back up for Alexa Peterson. Deep 2 on the way. Off the back of the rim, no good. Emma Sky fighting for a rebound as she's got it with Cadence Pierce. And they're going to say a tie-up. And we'll go back to stay with Aitkin, I should say. They have the possession arrow. As Cadence Pierce was able to get equal opportunity at their rebound for, of course, with Emma Sky. Sky with it in the front court down along the baseline. Kicks it back out. Westman going to fire up a shot off the side of the rim. No good. A rebound fought for down low. And they are going to say jump ball on the tie-up. Emma Sky coming from over the top, if you will, but still had a chance to fight for it as well.
Yeah, I think we got lucky there. No call.
20-12 the score, 5:46 to go. Eiley Cullum, Camille Peranto in for Jansen and Sky. 5:46 to go in this first half with Ogilvie out in front. Closest it's been, it's 4-3 when it was 4-3 Ogilvie, but then it's been Ogilvie ever since. From the free throw line, Buddy Heald to Cadence Pierce, going to throw up a shot and a foul called.
I think I've sensed this official here has waited for the outcome of the shot before blowing the whistle. Either it's a foul or it's not a foul, but you can't wait for an outcome of a shot.
Eiley Cullum will be assessed her first, and it will be also the team's seventh. It was a shooting foul, so it's 2 guaranteed free throws nonetheless for Cadence Pierce at the line. First free throw up on its way and good for Pierce. 21-12 the score.
10th free throw attempt for the Lions. Gobblers have 4.
Pierce makes the front end of the 2, looking to complete the pair. As it'll be a shot up and good. 22-12 the score in this first half for Ogilvie. Aitkin looking for some positivity and some momentum here in the front court to Eiley Cullum as tries to collect a pass in front of the Ogilvie bench and takes a tumble after a little bit of assistance from Bailey Heald. That'll be her second, team's 5th. As we'll see Lexi Nearing back in for the Ogilvie Lions. First of 2 broadcasts here this Thursday on YourLiveEvent.com. Of course, we have the Aitkin Gobbler boys taking on Piers coming up in the championship game of the Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament coming up here tonight. Scheduled for about a 6:40 pregame start. As it'll be Tegan Piesik in the left corner now to Emma Jacobson. Jacobson backing out near the top of the circle now. Double-digit lead for Ogilvie as they reestablish in the front court. Do the Gobblers after Greta Westman comes out with it in the right corner and throws it. And it will be, unfortunately, a turnover on a travel by the Gobblers.
Again, we're trying to dribble way too much instead of just move that basketball. There's zone trapping. If you move it, better opportunities.
Inbound being triggered by the Gobblers, and it will go to across half court for Grace Hines as she carries it. Does Grace Hines, and giving back the other way for Aitkin with 4:55 to go in the first half.
7th turnover for the Lions. Gobblers 14 in the first half here.
Aitkin when they got into that flow offensively and were building some momentum, trying to slow things on offense as a poked pass away from the Gobblers goes to a shot up and good now for Jared Nelson. 24-12 now the score. And the Gobblers turnover leads to a basket and also a foul assisted to number 15 in Emma Jacobson. So now completes every starting player for the Gobblers with at least one foul. 4:44 to go. And one free throw from Jared Nelson is no good. Rebounded down to Eiley Cullum. Cullum will bring it up to the front court, out to Emma Jacobson. Loses the handle as he spun one direction, ball went the other, and it will go out of bounds. Gobblers give it right back to the Lions with 4:37 to go in this first half. To the top of the key on the front side, now right side pass to Caden Pierce, down low. Ball loose out on the floor, and we are going to get a ball to the Gobblers, and it's coming out with it is going to be Bretta Westman. 4-on-1 the other way, and bounces it off her leg, trying to get up to the front court and turned over. Stoppage here, I believe an injury timeout for the Gobblers. Ella Jansen back in. Eiley Cullum going to be looked down by trainers here. 24-12 the score. Cadence Pierce across half court for the Ogilvie Lions, who are in front. Pierce dishes a pass back out to Alexa Peterson. Peterson top of the circle. Grace Hines catch and shoot three. Rattles halfway out, but kicks right back in. 27-12. Ogilvie in front. Bounce the pass off the leg, and they're going to say kickball against number 21 in Cadence Pierce. 3:58 to go here in the first half. Gobblers trail 27-12. Gobblers will get the ball right back after the kick designated. Ella Jansen gets the inbound from Tegan Piesick. Back to Emma Jacobson across half court now. To the top of the circle, looking towards that middle of the floor for Bretta Westman. Dishes it back out for Jansen. Ella going to fire a three off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound fought for and outletted out to number 21, Cadence Pierce with the right hand. Lays up the scoop and scores. 29-12, Ogilvie. It'll go across half court for Emma Jacobson. Jacobson impeded upon. As a foul assessed to Cadence Pierce, and they're going to give that to Grace Hines.
Her second?
Yes, confirmation on that. Her second. Jansen inbounds to Tegan Piesick. Tegan, skip pass over to Ella, looks to drive at the free throw line, losing it. Now back to Jansen underneath, shot thrown up. Second opportunity for our Camille, and gets the two after the loose ball handling comes back and helps out the likes of the Aitkin Gobblers. Three off the left side, no good. Rebound on the putback from Lexi Naring. Second time, gets a third opportunity, and finally two more as Lexi Naring had a couple of rebounds and the score 31-14. Gobblers unable to close out on that defensive possession. Now to Bretta Westman, looks to drive, bounces it off her foot, but gets it right back to her teammate in Emma Jacobson. Left side, almost stolen away by Grace Hines. Now to Emma Jacobson, stops, pops a shot off the side of the rim, no good. Gets the rebound with the putback basket, will not go, but two free throws coming up for Emma Jacobson. 2:48 to go here in the first half. 31-14, Gobblers trail. Two guaranteed shots. Jared Nelson will get her first foul. Team seventh. Halftime score over on Cash 95 and also your live event, on KKIN AM 930, FM 103.1. The Gobbler 14-7 at the half as Syracuse able to put up a touchdown just before the halftime in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl from Yankee Stadium in New York City. Second free throw, no good, but a rebound to Bretta Westman. Jacobson going to fire up a three-pointer off the front of the rim, bouncing around, no good. And Jansen will get a board and also 2 points to cap in. 2.5 to go. Gobblers trail 31-16. Into the right corner now. Back up to Cadence Pierce. Pierce skips a pass back to Pierce after a pass from teammate Addison Reed. Right between the hands of Alexa Peterson. And we'll go back to the Aitkin Gobblers with 2:20 to go in the first half.
Gobblers make a little run here to close out the half. It'd be nice.
Carve into a little bit more, play stronger on the defensive end. That would put a little bit more confidence going into the second half of this contest as well, with Ella Jansen to Emma Jacobson. Jacobson back up top to Jansen. Into the left corner now for Tegan Piesick. 3 on the way. No good. A rebound fought for by Britta Westman. Back out to Jansen to fire a three-pointer up and will not count, but she was fouled as well. That's going to be 3 free throws for Ella Jansen. She'll head her way to the line. Would have been so much nicer if that one just would have went in. But nonetheless, 3 opportunities here for Ella Jansen as the foul assist to Edison Reed. That'll be her first, the junior 5'3" guard, as Ella at the line for a trio. First free throw is good. Makes it 31-17. Two more cracks at it for Ella Jansen. 8th team foul of the first half, as the second free throw is good. 31-18. Halftime score 14-7. Gophers on top of the Syracuse Orange. Third and final free throw rattles around and good. Jansen gets the 3 points the hard way. 31-19 the score, as now Ogilvie, under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Tries to rattle something up offensively. Cadence Pierce from the left elbow, walked it. She'll get the travel assessed to her. Gobblers now with an opportunity here. Trim away at that deficit a little bit more. Talk about end of the season, or at least the end of the year. New Year's resolutions, maybe trim a little bit of the fat here with this deficit.
Right.
Jansen will get the inbound from Tegan Piesick across the timeline and works it over left side. Being defended by Cadence Pierce. Into the left corner now for Tegan Piesick. Tegan drives left baseline, draws in a triple team basket, will count it. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line for a pair, or at least one more, I should say, as she got the pair with the basket to go.
Gobblers' opportunity to cut this to single digits here.
Gobblers trailing by as much 31 to 15 at one point. 31-14 actually at one point here, and now three-point play is good. Now it's back to a single-digit deficit, 31-22, as a turnover by the Lions gives it right back to Aitkin.
He got 2 fouls on Grace Hines. They've taken her out, and that's a difference when she's sitting on the bench. So Gobblers got to take advantage now.
As Jansen will trigger the inbound from the left side of the hoop. Gets it to Tegan Piesick up top now. Looks to drive from the left elbow, left corner. 3 on the way from Jansen is off the back of the iron. No good. Cadence Pierce will collect the loose change and bring it up to the front court from the right elbow. Slips a foot. Shot is up off the front of the rim. No good. Camille Pronto with the board. Minute 23 to go in the first half. 31-22. Gobblers trail. Trailed by double digits here through a good portion of this first half, and look to keep it down to single digits. Back out. Now up top for Emma Jacobson. Right side, Tegan Piesick. Thought about spotting up for the 3. We'll get it back to Jacobson. Around the horn to Ella for a three-pointer. Good for Ella Jansen. Down to a 2-possession deficit at 31-25. Pierce across half court. Runs the length of the floor. Throws up a wild shot, as they're going to call a block against the likes of Camille Pronto.
Camille feels she was been standing there since last Christmas, and didn't get that call.
9th foul of the first half. Both teams in the bonus. Cadence Pierce back at the free throw line for Ogilvie. 31-25, 55 seconds to go. First free throw from Pierce is good.
Pierce, she's attempted 7 free throws, 6 of 7 right now.
Just 2 or 3 players with free throw attempts in this first half, I believe. 3 of them.
3 of them,
okay. 32-25 as the second free throw up and good. Hit the front of the rim and rolled up. 33-25.
7 of 8 from the free throw line.
Under a minute to go. Gobblers almost turn her back over, but Tegan Piesick will get it across half court. At the top of the circle, skip pass to Ella Jansen. Left side for Emma Jacobson as she is fouled. And that will go against, I believe, Addison Reed on that far side of the court. 10th foul of the first half, and that will send Emma Jacobson the line. It is Reed with her second. Confirming that it is now the double bonus as off-court official Landon Jansen confirms with our court officials on the court. First free throw from Emma Jacobson, good. First points of the afternoon for her. Second free throw from Emma, off the back of the rim, no good. Reed with a rebound. Gets it up to Lexi Naring, now across half court for Cadence Pierce. Left alone, going to fire up a three-pointer off the front of the rim, rebounded down to Emma Jacobson. 33-26, 30 seconds to go in the first half. Gobblers trail to Bretta Westman, left side. Tegan Piasek, three-pointer, left side on the way, off the side of the rim. Loose rebound. It's going to be last touch by Ogilvie, and they will give it back to the Gobblers with 21 seconds to go. Inbound will come to the left of the basket here for the Gobblers with Ella Jansen at the baseline. Now we'll get it to Emma Jacobson, top of the circle. Left elbow, pass back out to Tegan. Three from the left wing, off the back of the rim, no good. Fought for the rebound, Camille Peranto will get it to roll right in. 33-28, Gobblers trail, 10 seconds left in the half. To Cadence Pierce, to Addison Reed, right corner, back to Reed, and a travel with 3.6 seconds to go until the half. Gobblers get that turnover right back with 3 seconds to go. Tegan will inbound to Ella with 3 seconds. Back to Tegan. Will go to half court, throws a prayer short of the mark, and that's going to be our halftime break. 33-28, Ogilvie with the lead. Gobblers were down multiple times as they were at least down by 15 at one point, have carved into a 5-point deficit into the halftime break. We will get in a break with this halftime and, of course, run down the numbers from this first half. Second half adjustments coming up. Gobblers trail 33-28 on YourLiveEvent.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
JT's Station in Fertile carries a variety of items that are sure to meet your needs, and you should stop in today. They sell hot stuff foods, frozen foods, selected groceries, household products, and much more. The Hot Stuff Foods and Deli will provide you with a fresh, quick, and easy breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they also offer some of the best car services in town. They're open 6 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. daily. It's JT's Station in Fertile.
We're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Escape the Minnesota winter, March 10th through 19th, as we become immersed in Hawaiian culture and take in the breathtaking views of Oahu, Kauai, and Maui. Enjoy a balance of scheduled must-see attractions and free time to relax in paradise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, for more information.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School this afternoon. YourLiveEvent.com. The Aitkin Gobblers trail against Ogilvie Lions 33-28 at the halftime break for the championship game of the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament. Paul Volt joined alongside Jeremy Jansen after a start that was up-tempo from the Ogilvie Lions, where they were able to get out in front early, with it being a 4-3 deficit at one point for Aitkin. Then it went on to a big run for Ogilvie, and they looked out to at least a 15-point lead in that first half, Jeremy. But Gobblers stayed with it and now only trail by 5 at the half.
Yeah, you know what saved them in that half was their rebounding. The Gobblers out-rebounded the Lions 22-14, and a lot of those came on the offensive side. The Gobblers 17 turnovers, and I would say probably 12 to 13 of them came in the first 10 minutes. As they cut down on that in the second half of that first half, if you take it that way, and the Lions with 10 turnovers total in that first half, and I would say probably 6 of their turnovers came in that last 5 to 6 minutes of that first half. So Gobblers slowed it down, moved the ball better, got that open look that they were looking for, and here they are, 5-point deficit in the first half.
First half did include a pair of fouls for Emma Skye and Ella Jansen, including Grace Hines for Ogilvie. She had 2 fouls at the midway point of that first half, so definitely put her on the bench for a little time. That also helped Aitkin a little bit, too, in that regard, because they were going to try, and as soon as anybody got a defensive rebound, they're going to try an outlet to Grace Hines as quick as possible. But Gobblers were able to get a few late scores as well from a bevy of players as well, not just the usual suspects.
Yeah, Emma Jacobson with 1 point. She got it at the free throw line. Tegan with 11. Emma Skye with 2. Ella with 8. And Camille with 5 off the bench, plus 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
So Camille's had a presence there in this first half. Scoring for the Lions, Grace Hines 15. Lexi Nearing with a bucket. Jared Nelson with 5. And Caden Pierce with 11. But the Lions have 4 girls with 2 fouls here. Gobblers with 2 in double-digit fouls. So
keep our eye on that. Of course, second half adjustments coming up with this halftime score, 33-28. Only other score as of late, of course, over on Cash 95 and also KKIN AM the Gobbler. Halftime, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Gophers up 14-7. Here against the likes of the Syracuse Orange at Yankee Stadium. We'll get a break here on the halftime show. Get you, of course, second half adjustments coming up. Gobblers trail 33-28 on YourLiveEvent.com. It's the championship game of the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament.
Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
Mr. May's ornithology class.
My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red wrestling tournament.
Was going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby.
Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance. Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here to Aitkin High School this afternoon on YourLiveEvent.com. Halftime score 33-28. Aitkin Gobblers trail against the Ogilvie Lions on YourLiveEvent.com. The Holiday Tournament Championship for the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Basketball Holiday Tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com. As we inch closer towards the second half, Gobblers trail 33-28, but again, clawing into that deficit with a equal amount of opportunity. Of course, Camille Peranto, handful of points, handful of rebounds, and in the pregame show, Coach Davies talked about, Jeremy, of course, rebounding going to be a big part, and especially defense. And that's going to be very important here in the second half, especially limiting those offensive opportunities for the Ogilvie Lions.
Again, yeah, to our partners, we've talked. that whole first half. We don't want to get in a track meet. We want to slow this down and run our offense and then get back on defense and play good solid D. When we play that half-court defense, they've had trouble. They've forced some shots. It's the points in transition that they've really been able to take advantage of, and we just don't want to do that. Let's get back to playing defense and half-court offense.
Right now, with just a couple minutes left here in the halftime show, of course, we will have the Aitkin Gobbler boys taking on Piers in the championship game of this holiday tournament championship, of course, with the boys taking on Piers. Scheduled for a 6:40 pregame right here on yourliveevent.com. You can always stay up to date, score schedules, broadcast times, and more by going to rjbroadcasting.com. Take a break. Second half coming up as the Aitkin Gobblers trail the Ogilvie Lions on yourliveevent.com.
Of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD 1.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School. It is the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament Championship, girls' side of the bracket, with one half of basketball in regulation still set to be played. Aitkin Gobblers trail the Ogilvie Lions 33-28. Gobblers trailed by as much as 15 in the first half, have clawed it down to just 2 possessions, and for a good while it was 18-12 for at least a few minutes in that first half, but now have gotten it to a point where it's now just 5 points, 33-28. It looks like it'll be Aitkin that will start off the second half with the basketballs. They'll be working right to left on your computer screens at yourliveevent.com. A fresh 18 minutes on that second half scoreboard as Jansen will trigger the inbound to Eiley Cullum. Back to Jansen as she'll make her way to the top of the key now with all same starting 5 back out on the floor for both teams. Jansen from the top of the circle, slowing things up, looking to get a pass over, and she'll do that to Emma Jacobson. Right corner to Eiley Cullum. Down low for Emma Sky as foul call on the floor. I think this one might go against Grace Hines.
I think they're going to get Bailey held for that.
Very close, right? Both in the area of that one. It will be.
Either way, it's her
field.
third.
That's right. 20 seconds into the start of the second half. One player already with 3 fouls for Ogilvie. Right into Emma Sky off the inbound. Too strong off the front of the iron. Loose ball taken right back. Eiley Cullum stripped it. Ball loose out on the floor. It'll be Alexa Peterson who gets the loose change now to Grace Hines. Handles it. Stops. Fires a shot. 3 on the way. No good. Rebounded down to Eiley Cullum. 33-28, just 30 seconds into the start of our second half. Gobblers trail by that score at 33-28. Gets a screen. Jansen into Emma Sky. Pushes her way outside. Now to Emma Jacobson. Cross-court heave now over to Tegan Piesick with the left-handed shot. Misses it. Tries to fight for her own rebound as she just misses an opportunity to get that one to come back in for the Gobblers. 33-28. Just so under a minute played here to start this second half. Cross half court, Hines in the right corner for a 3, no good from Jarrett Nelson. Outlet it out to the likes of Ella Jansen. Looks to drive from that right baseline, up and under. Might have been impacted. Blocked once again. Cadence Pierce after the shot from Emma Sky, but Gobblers back with it to Tegan Piesick. Back out. Jacobson, three-pointer, right side, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound going to be fought for. It's loose out on the floor, and the Gobblers come out with it. Aitkin Cullum for three, no good. Rebound down to Cadence Pierce across half court. To the right elbow, throws up a wild shot. It will be a block called against the Gobblers. 33-28. Gobbler faithful not happy with that call. First foul of the second half, and this one will go against the Gobblers. Coach Davies asking for an explanation as Aitkin Cullum will get her second, now joining Emma Skye and Ella Jansen with 2 fouls apiece. 16:24 to go, and surprise, surprise, Cadence Pierce is at the free throw line, knocks down the front end of 2 guaranteed. Now up to 12 points.
Yeah, and of them, 8 of them have come from the free throw line.
34-28, the score. A second free throw from Pierce is on its way and good. And now up to a 7-point lead, 35-28. As it'll be Jansen across half court for the Gobblers. Stolen away by Pierce, unable to keep it alive. No, she does somehow to Grace Hines, 3-on-1 back the other way. Skip pass back over, throwing up a shot up and good for Jarrett Nelson. 9-point advantage for Ogilvie, 16-6. Opportunistic, Cadence Pierce using her reach to her advantage. Just stepping inside the arc back to Jansen, left side, down to the right side on a pass, skip pass down low, loose out on the floor as it's going to be a loose ball fought for, last touch by the Lions are going to say, as Aitkin Cullum sliding underneath the chairs on the Gobbler bench, but back up under her own power. And good to see as well, Aitkin back out on the floor after taking a tumble, and was looked at by officiating staff as a foul called on the backside against Emma Skye, I believe. And that's unfortunate because that's also Emma's third foul. 37-28. As we'll see Camille Peranto come up off the bench here, and she'll check in for Emma as the substitution will come in. Camille Peranto will check in for Emma Skye with her 3 fouls with 15:51 to go in the second half. Grace Hines gets the inbound and brings it across half court now to left side for Bailey Heald. Out now, 3 on the way is no good. A rebound down to Cullum from Jarrett Nelson. As stretch pass out now from Tegan Piesick to Emma Jacobson, rolls it off her foot and will turn it over back the other way for the
I thought that was
Ogilvie
a ball
Lions.
off of the Ogilvie Lions foot, but I guess not. We're a long ways away, so.
15:33 to go. Gobblers trail by 9. A 4-0 run to start the second half for the Ogilvie Lions. Back out. Hines for a 3 right side. Banks it in, and it is good. It's now a 12-point lead at 40-28. 15 minutes to go. Cross half court. Now Gobblers will try to get it across half court, which they will, as it's almost taken away. Now it's taken away as Jansen turns it over and lays it up and in. It does. The likes of Grace Hines. 42-28 the score. Timeout taken by Aitkin with 15:03 to go here in the second half on YourLiveEvent.com.
We are ISD1. We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader. Definitely Miss Grader in class biology. Mr. May.
Right now is psychology.
Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here on YourLiveEvent.com. Timeout taken by the Aitkin Gobblers. A 9-0 run to start off the second half for the Ogilvie Lions against the Aitkin Gobblers, leading in this holiday tournament championship contest with just over 15 minutes to go, and a couple of turnovers and a couple of lay-ins the other way has hurt the Gobblers to start this second half. Timeout was taken by Coach Kaya Davies. Gobblers will have just 3 timeouts remaining here in this contest. Gobblers a couple of times, especially trying to establish the offense in the front court, poked loose by Cadence Pierce for the Ogilvie Lions, as the Gobblers will inbound to Tegan Piesick from Ella Jansen. Pierce right up at the midcourt line. Now coming across half court will come the Gobblers. Eiley Cullum's jumper no good. Rebounded down to Jared Nelson. Loose ball on the floor now picked up by Cadence Pierce, so she'll fire a shot just inside the free throw line for two. 44-28 the score. 11-0 run, 10-0 run, I should say, to 11-0 run to start the second half of this contest. Pokes loose. Cullum comes out with the loose ball back to Tegan Piesic. Right elbow, drives, floater in the lane, no good. A rebound is going to be collected by Addison Reed, I believe that is, Heald that is. An errant pass to the front court as the Gobblers get it back on a turnover across court the other way to Tegan Piesic. Just inside the arc, thought about shooting, now gets it back to Eiley Cullum at the top of the circle, right side to Emma Jacobson. Double team on her into the right corner, and a foul called on her way to that right corner, I should say. Foul will be assessed to Alexa Peterson. That'll be her first, team second of the half as well. Jansen will inbound right in front of the bench of Aitkin. Jacobson back to Jansen. Stops, fires up a shot off the side of the rim, no good. Down to Grace Hines as Hines will bring it up to the front court. Left side, now back out. Three on the way from Heald off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound down to Naring as she will get that's Jared Nelson with the rebound and the two. As it's 46-28. Skip pass back out now to Camille Pronto. On the way to the right baseline, losing the handle, last touch by Ogilvie. As Emma Jacobson lost it along that right baseline, as we'll see Tegan Piesic check out, bringing in Britta Westman back in for the first time here in this second half. First substitution as well in some time for the Gobblers. Off the inbound to Camille Pronto. Dishes it right corner. Jansen for a three in the right corner. No good. Rebound is collected by Emma Jacobson. Back out to Eiley Cullum. Cullum to Jansen as she dribbles away near midcourt once again to reset the offense. Now looking right side. Lays it up and in. Good for Ella Jansen. Cut it back down to a 16-point deficit at 46-30 across half court. Bullet pass just off the hands of Jared Nelson and out. 13:05 to go. Gobblers trail at 46-30, but get a turnover from the Ogilvie Lions.
The Gobblers can't afford open possessions here. You can't turn the ball over. You got to get a shot.
Jacobson skips it over to Jansen, to Eiley Cullum. Right inside now to Britta Westman. Westman just outside the paint. Tries to fire a shot and awkwardly goes to Grace Hines. Hines will take it. Outlet to Cadence Pierce. Go up with the right hand. Lays it in and good. 48-30 the score. 12 and a half minutes to go. Gobblers trail by 18. Largest deficit of the afternoon for them. Jansen to Westman, left alone. Up with the right-handed shot. Basket will not go, but it'll be free throws coming up for Britta.
Britta's first time to the line tonight.
Foul will go for two free throws. Assessed to Ogilvie's. Alexa Peterson, that's her second. Both of them coming here in this half. As Westman at the line for two. First free throw is good for Aitkin, 48-31. As Alexa Peterson is out, brings in for the first time tonight Amelia Arnold, number 42, the junior at 5'4", in for her first appearance. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded down to Jared Nelson. Loose ball picked up now by Cadence Pierce. Pierce will take it across half court now, right side in the corner for Jared Nelson. Back out to Cadence Pierce. Pierce cross court heave over to Arnold. Skip past the free throw line to Lexi Naring. Tries to go behind the back pass. Three on the way from Cadence Pierce. No good. Rebound is loose. Still out of the air as throwing up a wild shot was Amelia Arnold. And Camille Pronto comes out with a loose ball and almost throws it right back the other way as Camille gets it over to, of course, Emma Jacobson. Stops, fires up a shot, and it rolls right in as it held on there for just an extra half second. Hines gets the inbound across the timeline for the Lions, I should say. Firing a three and good for Amelia Arnold. 51-33. As Jansen just gets it over Half court now to Greta Westman. Westman from the right elbow extended, throws up another shot short of the mark as it's loose into the hands now of Cadence Pierce. Pierce will stop, fire a shot on the way, no good. Rebounded down to Jansen. Jansen will pick up the pace coming across half court now. Works it right side, dishes a pass back out. Camille Pronto takes the loose ball, throws up a shot, gets her own rebound. Opportunity for the Gobblers once again. Doesn't go. Oh my goodness, how did it not go in? Ball loose on the floor, and we get a foul called well after the play was over. And this one's going to go against Camille Pronto. And she was going one direction. Cadence Pierce going the other. And yet Camille is assessed a foul, her second, team's third of the half.
There's 3 officials. If we had 3 more, I think they'd get it right.
Emma Sky checks in for Camille Pronto. Of course, Emma Sky with 3 fouls as Grace Hines across half court playing with those 2 fouls. Throws up a shot up and good. 53-33 now the score with 10 and a half minutes to go in regulation. To Emma Sky at the top of the circle now. Loose ball out on the floor, and we're going to get a jump ball tie-up, possession arrow says, to Ogilvie.
6 turnover this half for the Gobblers.
As inbound will come right in front of the Gobblers bench. Lexi Nearing will trigger the inbound in front of the Gobbler bench to Cadence Pierce. Pierce gets it over to Nearing. Naring will run the floor, dishes it back out to Bailey Heald. Back down low to Naring as it's stripped away by the Gobblers, and Jansen comes out with a loose ball. Ella outlets now to Bretta Westman. Lost the handle of it, and it goes out of bounds as it turnover by Aitkin. 53-33 the score. 10:24 to go in the second half. Championship contest here from Aitkin High School. Inbound. Now we'll come across the timeline, works it across left side. Pierce for 3, short of the mark as it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the shot from Pierce. And we'll go right back to the Aitkin Gobblers with 10:22 to go. Gobblers trail by the score of 53-33. Tegan Piesick back into the contest as well with Cullum and Pronto out on the bench. Right-handed shot short as Emma Sky comes out with the loose ball. Back to the right side, driving, and going to be fouled on her way. Well, they're going to say foul on the floor against
Arnold, I think, 42.
Yeah, Amelia Arnold going up against Tegan Piesick. It'll be her first, team's 4th of the second half as Ella Jansen will inbound to Emma Jacobson near that right corner along the baseline. Back out to Tegan. Tegan on the right wing to Bretta Westman. Westman hands it off, tried to hand it off to Jansen, but stolen away by Grace Hines. Hines will lead it up from the right elbow, dish back out to Cadence Pierce off the back of the iron, no good. Fight for the rebound, loose on the floor. Possession arrow says Aitkin on the tie-up, so the Gobblers will get the basketball. 9:48 to go as it remains 53-33.
Gobblers need a little run here.
Running out of time and possessions here as the second half continues on. Like it said earlier, Jeremy can't come out with empty possessions, and unfortunately another one there is actually thrown out of bounds on the errant pass from Bailey Heald looking for Grace Hines. 53-33 the score, and the Gobblers get the reprieve on that pass out of bounds to Emma Jacobson just inside the arc from the shot, blocked halfway up, and it will be a foul.
That's Grace Hines' 3rd.
And that is going to go to Grace Hines. That'll be, yes, her 3rd foul. Let's see if Coach Atticus makes any moves off that bench for the Lions. First free throw from Jacobson, no good. We'll see some movement off the bench. 3 players off. We'll see Heald and also Hines and Arnold check off the floor for the Lions. Second free throw from Jacobson up on its way, and good. So get 1 out of the 2 for Emma Jacobson, 53-34, the deficit for Aitkin. Inbound will be poked away, last touch by Jansen, and they're going to say, no, it's going to be back to Aitkin, I believe. One official pointed that direction, yes. Or it will be.
Okay.
And one official pointing towards Aitkin's right. Yeah, so it's going to be Aitkin's ball. The one official on the backside here said Aitkin ball, pointing towards the direction the Gobblers are scoring. As one official said one, the other said the other. The Gobblers will get the basketball.
Looked like they wanted to arm wrestle about it.
There was some words spoken. 54-34 our score. Jansen fires up a three from the left corner, no good. Rebounded down to Cadence Pierce across half court. She'll take it herself from the left wing. Now back down right side to number 34, that being Bethany Besser, in for the first time today. Besser in that left corner hands it off now to Jara Nelson down low for Pierce. Throws up a wild shot. Basket will go as she's fouled on her way to the basket again. And it's 56-34. Emma Sky will get her fourth foul. Fourth of the half for Aitkin as well. 56-34. Looks like Camille Pronto will check in. Next opportunity, second free throw, no good. Ball into the hands of Tegan Piesick. 56-34. Camille will have to wait to check in. Now across half court for Emma Jacobson and fires up a shot up and in. Back to a 20-point deficit at 56-36. Cadence Pierce runs the length of the floor, loses the handle, picked up by Sky down on the floor, and we are going to get tie up on the jump ball. Possession arrow says to Ogilvie. As Pronto will check in for Sky. 8:45 to go in this contest. Gobblers only two other bench players active here. Of course, the JV shot partially might have been blocked or just not enough on it from.
Tegan got a piece of it.
Yeah, Tegan did get enough of it. As back the other way, Gobblers come up empty with the shot from Emma Jacobson.
Well, a lot of contact there and no call.
Cadence Pierce now with the loose handle across half court for the Ogilvie Lions. 56-36, 8:23 to go. Handoff now to Jara Nelson at the top of the circle. Ball poked out of her hands. Aggressive on the defensive side for Eileen Cullum. Pierce driving just outside the paint, throws up a wild right-handed shot. Can't get that to go as Besser going to be called, going to be fouled upon by.
I think it's going to get Ella's third.
Two free throws coming up for Bethany Besser. Ella Jansen will get another foul assist to her third. Now joins, Emma Sky with four. The only other player with three fouls is Ella. Besser at the line for a pair of two guaranteed free throws. First one on its way up and good. 57-36. Britta Westman checking in, of course. Now checking out will be Tegan Piesick. 8:10 to play in this contest in regulation. Second free throw from Besser is no good. Rebounded down to Camille Pronto. Now to the front court for Britta Westman from the left elbow, and a travel called against her. Gobblers turn it back over the other way. 8:03 to play, down 21 at 57-36. Inbound to Cadence Pierce. Pierce across half court. Across half court now for Pierce at the top of the circle, unabated. Now to left side for Besser. Now back to Pierce on a handoff. Gets an awkward screen from Besser. Driving and poked out of bounds was that pass, or at least the ball, from Eileen Cullum from Jared Nelson. 7:50 to go in the contest, I should say. 57-36 the score. Pierce inbounds to Besser. Now to Jared Nelson on the left wing, defended by Cullum. Into the left corner. Pierce loses the ball down on the floor. Jared Nelson fight for it. It's going to be loose, and we get bodies flying everywhere on the floor as we get a foul called as well. Eileen Cullum will get her third. As it'll be an inbound to the left of the basket with 7:39 to go. Substitution checking in for the Gobblers. Tegan Piesick will come in for Britta Westman. 14-10 now the score after a field goal from the Syracuse Orange in the Pinstripe Bowl against the Golden Gophers. Back out of pass is out of bounds. Last by the Lions. Gobblers. 7:35 to go in this contest, trailing 57-36. 21-point deficit. Of course, the other matchups as we head further into today, of course, will be Greenway and Mille Lacs coming up at 5 o'clock tonight in the third place game, while the championship will have the Aitkin Gobbler boys against Piers here from Aitkin High School. Back to the top of the circle, firing up a shot from the right elbow, no good from Ella Jansen. Rebounded down to Toronto second time. Third time not going to be enough for the Gobblers, as it'll come up empty once again with 7 minutes to go. And Grace Hines across half court for the Lions. Out to the right side, scoop shot up and in for Grace Hines. 59-36 the score. Gobblers trailed by 5 at the half and only scored now just, 8 points in this half alone.
Alexa Peterson with her third.
And joining a couple other teammates, and Hines and Heald with 3 fouls apiece. 7:01 to go in regulations. Gobblers will inbound in front of their own bench. Jansen into Jacobson. Piesick from the right corner firing up a 3 as a foul called. That's going to be 3 free throws for Tegan, it looks like, with 6:55 to go. Down by the score of 59-36.
Tegan's second trip to the free throw line. She was 1 of 1.
First free throw from Tegan is good.
And her first points of the second half.
59-37, seeing the Gobbler JV squad make their way in. Second free throw is good from Tegan. 2 of 2. We'll get one more. As we'll await for Tegan at the line for the third and final free throw. Good. 3 of 3 for Tegan Piesick.
We've been fouled twice shooting 3-pointers, and we've made all 6 free throws.
59-39 the score. To the front court, Amelia Arnold gets a pass over to Cadence Pierce. Cross-court heave now to Bethany Besser. Now to Grace Hines out on that right wing. Looks for a flash pass into the paint. Takes it herself. Scoops it up, and a foul called on the floor as on her way to the basket was Grace Hines. I believe Tegan will be assessed that foul. That'll be her second. Team 7th as well in this half, so both teams now going to be in the bonus. But it was in the act of shooting for Grace Hines, so she'll get 2. First one, no good. Second free throw coming up here momentarily with 6:40 to go in this second half, and also in regulation. Second free throw up and good. 60-39 the score. With 6:40 to go. Outlet pass into the right corner. Driving baseline is Emma Jacobson. Draws a double team. Tries to fight her way out. And a foul called against the Ogilvie Lions.
Bethany Besser.
Besser with her first.
Yep, that's what I have. 1.
I'm going to say 34 with the foul, but scoreboard read 24, so we'll go with 34 there because I believe Alexa Peterson back out on the bench as the front end of the 1-and-1 for the Gobblers. No good from Jacobson as Grace Hines comes out with a loose ball and wins the run back down the length of the floor against Ella Jansen. 61-39 the score. Back the other way. Shot thrown up and fouled on her way to the basket was Camille Paranto.
Back-to-back fouls on Bethany.
Besser with her second. Get a 1-and-1 for Camille Paranto. Jaron Nelson checks back in for the Lions. As it'll be second free throw coming up now, with it now into the double bonus for the Gobblers. Camille misses the front of the two and misses the second in the process. Long rebound, loose out on the floor. Gobblers fighting for it. Peranto comes out and gets it to Ella Jansen. Jansen skip pass in the right corner, clearing out some traffic, and a jumper good for Eiley Cullum makes it now 61-41, under 6 to go. Hines in the front court, now to the right side. Jaron Nelson, toes on the line, thought about shooting and will travel with it. As we'll go back to the Aitkin Gobblers on the turnover from the Ogilvie Lions. Under 6 to go, Emma Sky checks back in. Camille Peranto will go back to the bench. Emma with those 4 fouls in this afternoon's contest. Right side, 3 on the way from Teagan. Try to bank it in, no good. Loose rebound picked up by Cadence Pierce. Pierce to the front court. Right wing, draws in a host of Gobblers. Back to the top of the circle for Grace Hines. Loses the handle back over to Cadence Pierce. She'll look to drive. Throws up a shot wildly and fouled on her way to the basket. 2 free throws for Cadence Pierce. 61-41 with 5:27 to go here in this contest. Gobblers trail. Jansen will get her 4th.
This is her 15th free throw attempts.
Wow.
15.
As at the line, Cadence Pierce once again. Front end 2, makes the first. And will await her second free throw attempt as well. Pierce at the line. Second free throw up is good. 63-41.
26 free throw attempts for
Gobblers try to get themselves across half court. They do to Emma Sky from the right elbow. She looks to get rid of a pass back out to Tegan Pisak. Thought about the 3, closing in on the defense, unable to cap one off as Jansen goes up from the right-handed shot. Too strong off the backboard to Emma Sky on a rebound. Second opportunity. She is fouled on her way to the basket. And free throws coming up here for Emma Sky. Foul will be assessed to the Ogilvie Lions number 20, Jarrett Nelson. That'll be her second, team's 10th. Well into the double bonus, I should say. First free throw good for Emma Sky. Second one will be coming up as well here momentarily. From Emma Sky, up on the way and good. 63-43 the score. Gobblers trail. Cadence Pierce gets the inbound. We'll get it across half court. 5 minutes left here in this ball game. As it'll be to Grace Hines at the top of the circle. Left side pass down. Jaron Nelson going to fire a 3-pointer off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound is loose. Now finally brought in by Tegan Pisak after being touched by a couple other Gobblers. Tegan across half court from the left elbow. Loses the handle and a foul called, and this one might be against Emma, depending on who they want to give it to. No, Emma Jacobson also in the area there. And we'll go to Emma Jacobson. That'll be her second, team's 9th. A 1-and-1 coming up here for Grace Hines. 4:41 to play. (63-43) the score, as the free throw on the front end of the 1-and-1 good for Grace Hines. 64-43. Gets that second end of the 1-and-1. Hines' shot is good. 65-43. As we'll come across half court now, out of play. After being pushed out of the air, Bailey Heald tried to steal a pass from the Gobblers, but gives it right back to Aitkin. Jansen inbounds to Tegan Pisak. Back to Jansen. Looks to drive. Back out. Left corner for Tegan on the way, and no good. Rebound is loose, and it's going to be last touch by the Gobblers, so it'll go right back to Ogilvie with 4:28 to go. Inbound right to Cadence Pierce on the baseline, being defended by Tegan. Gets right around her, now brings it up across half court, right elbow, stops, pops a shot off the back of the iron, no good. A rebound right to Cadence Pierce after a couple of hands got through for Aitkin. Lead pass back out to Grace Hines through the middle, draws in a trio, wild shot up and no good. Rebounded down to Jansen. Jansen across half court will take it herself across the half-court line, back out to Teagan. Teagan to Emma Jacobson, just inside the arc for a deep two, rattled halfway down, kicked back out into the hands of the Lions. I believe the rebound went to Lexi Naring, but dished it back out. Jared Nelson, a quick jumper up and in, good. 67-43 the score, 3:46 to go. Multiple players in double digits here this afternoon for the Ogilvie Lions. Pass back inside to Emma Sky, loses it. Last touch by, they're going to say Emma Sky, and it'll go right back to the Lions.
Just the difference in the game. Just too many turnovers for the Gobblers. 29 so far this game. And
5-point deficit at halftime at 33-28. 5-second call against Ogilvie, and the Gobblers will get the basketball back. Trailing by 24 at 43-67. Gobblers will unfortunately fall to 4-4. A lead pass out to Jared Nelson. High shot up and in. Too easy for her to go through. 69-43. And Ogilvie will improve to 6-2. Only thing that we are waiting on is the conclusion of that final score. Stolen pass as just keeping it is Grace Hines as she'll come across midcourt. And ooh, body's going flying everywhere as Hines takes the shoulder. Eiley Cullum down on the ground as well. Foul called on the floor in transition. Both players back up under their own power. Teagan will get her third for the Gobblers. And at the line, going to be shooting a pair will be Grace Hines with 3:08 to play in regulation. Of course, once this contest wraps up, they'll have the trophy presentation. I believe the all-tournament team, or that will be taking place at the conclusion. So we'll have to see if we can get Coach Davies up here after an extended post-game look. And, of course, we'll have the boys' side of the bracket set to tip off about 5 o'clock. The first game between Mille Lacs and Greenway as the second free throw from Hines is good, 71-43. As we'll see the inbound from Teagan Piesick to Ella Jansen, come across half court to Emma Sky. Sky looks to drive from the left elbow, extended out, but into that left corner now. Cross court heave back to Ella Jansen. 3 on the way is up and no good. Rebounded down to Lexi Naring as she'll hand it off to Cadence Pierce. Skip pass up to Jared Nelson, throws up a shot, fouled on her way to the basket, and 2 free throws coming up for Jared Nelson. 2:49 to go in the first half. Ella Jansen assessed her 5th. We'll at the front end of 2 here. Up and good. Jansen will check out. Brings back in Camille Peranto. First free throw is good, by the way, for number 20 in Jared Nelson. 72-43 the score. Second free throw coming up is up and no good. Rebound loose, and it's picked up by Lexi Naring. Stolen right back by Eiley Cullum, and taken back the other way now for the Ogilvie Lions. 72-43 with 2:44 to go in regulation. Back to the top of the circle, Lexi Naring. Pass right side for Bailey Heald. Going to fire up a three-pointer off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound loose, collected by the Lions. Aaron pass over the head of Bailey Heald will go into the hands of the Gobbler student section. And we'll come back to Aitkin with 2:30 to play in this contest. Across half court now. Left side, into the corner. 3 on the way from Teagan Piesick, no good. Rebounded down to Lexi Naring, giving up to Cadence Pierce. Pierce now across the timeline to the top of the circle. Looking to create some space. Back to Lexi Naring at the top of the circle once again. Left side to Bailey Heald. Now to Pierce in the corner after an intermediate pass from Alexa Peterson. Stolen away by Eiley Cullum. Cullum for the Gobblers, waiting for some reinforcements to Tegan Piesick down to the right corner, up with the right-handed shot, blocked halfway up, ball loose, and we get a foul call down the floor here. This one will go against.
I'm running out of room in the
Gobblers.
scorebook for Caden Pierce to shoot free throws.
Pierce will go back to the free throw line once again. 1:52 to go. Pierce at the line for what seems her 78th free throw attempt in this contest as well. First of two, up and good. Eiley Cullum also getting her fourth foul. Second free throw coming up, 73-43. Well, at least some good news for Golden Gopher football fans. The Gophers got a pick six to lead 21-10, and then a field goal on the next possession for Syracuse, 21-13, with just a couple of minutes left in the third quarter in the Pinstripe Bowl. The Gophers looking to get to 9 wins for back-to-back seasons. Left side, three on the way from Cullum, no good. Rebounded down to Emma Sky. Back out, tipped out of the air as Cullum comes out with the loose change. 90 seconds to go in this contest. 74-43 the score. Sky inside, trying to push her way up with the right hand. No good. And coming back across half court now will be number 5 and Bailey Heald to the likes of Cadence Pierce. Just over a minute to go here. Pierce and the Lions in no hurry on this offensive possession with just over a minute to go. Pierce, left side, dribbles her way near her coach and Coach Atticus. Now dribbling her way back to the top of the circle, looking for a pass. Right side now to Lexi Naring. She'll drive in the middle of the floor, back out to Bailey Heald. Fires up a three, short of the mark. Tegan Piesick with a rebound. Piesick will bring it out in front of her own team's bench. Right elbow floater in the lane, no good. A rebound loose, picked up by the likes of Naring, and Pierce will bring it up to the front court. 37 seconds to go in regulation, as the Ogilvie Lions will be the champions of the Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament with just under 30 seconds to go. 74-43. Right now the score as Emma Sky comes out with the loose ball from the free throw line. She'll go up against Pierce, throws up a wild shot up and in. 74-45, and stoppage here as Emma Sky will head towards the bench area. As Britta Westman will come back in. 14 seconds to go as the inbound will go to Cadence Pierce across half court for Ogilvie as they look to establish in the front court, run down the last 8 seconds of regulation. Ogilvie will improve to 6-2 on the season. Gobblers will fall to 4-4, and that will do it. 74-45, Ogilvie victorious here today against the Aitkin Gobblers. Take a break. Post-game show coming up. Big Deal Player of the Game, Enbridge Energy Player of the Game coming up, and much more. 74-45 as the Gobblers fall on YourLiveEvent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1. We are ISD 1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader. Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology.
Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect.
Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Welcome back here on YourLiveEvent.com. Post-game show rolling on in with the Ogilvie Lions winning 74-45 against the Aitkin Gobblers in the Quarterbacks Club Tournament Championship this afternoon. Gobblers fall here today after coming back early in the first half to trail by 5 at the half, and second half turnovers mounted heavy early on, but overall 74-45 the loss. Paul Vold joined alongside here with Jeremy Jansen. The second half did not get off to as good of a start as we hoped there in the second half, Jeremy.
Yeah, for sure. It just come out away from the game plan and turned the ball over too many times early, and you can't let a team go on a 10-0 run to start the second half. And when you just come out with momentum, and you know, we played a little scared. You know, it seemed like sometimes we didn't want the ball in our hands, and that just can't happen. So anyway, just wasn't in the cards for the Gobblers today. You know, missing short bench, missing a point guard in Abby Palm, that hurts, and so you know, we just you learn from it and move on.
Awards ceremony going on here right now. Of course, they went through the JV All-Tournament team, including of which Josie Kostick for the Aitkin Gobblers was named the All-Tournament team. Now they're going for the All-Tournament team on the varsity level before they announce, of course, the tournament champions, that being for the Ogilvie Lions here today. And, of course, there might be a couple Gobblers in the All-Tournament team, but again, after trailing by as much as 15 in the first half, Gobblers whittled it down to a 33-28 halftime deficit as Tegan Piesick named the all-tournament team for the Gobblers. And then it started off a 9-0, 11-0 run to start the second half for the Ogilvie Lions, and they just never looked back. And you know, especially towards that end of the first half, Jeremy, we really started to see the offense really start to slow things down for Aitkin, get a lot more good possessions, and like you had talked about, too, that extra pass out there to, you know, create something for the Gobblers, and that's how they're able to whittle down that deficit early on.
Yeah, again, you don't want to get in transition basketball team with the team that wants to run. You got to play half-court sets, and we just didn't do that in the second half. And so hats off to Ogilvie. They executed their game plan and come away with the tournament championship.
Also seeing that Cadence Pierce and also Grace Hines named the all-tournament team for the Ogilvie Lions. Take a break here on the post-game show, and then we'll start to wrap things up. Look through the numbers of this contest as well as the Aitkin Gobblers fall 74-45 in the Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
JT Station in Fertile carries a variety of items that are sure to meet your needs, and you should stop in today. They sell hot stuff foods, frozen foods, selected groceries, household products, and much more. The Hot Stuff Foods and Deli will provide you with a fresh, quick, and easy breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they also offer some of the best car services in town. They're open 6 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. daily. It's JT Station in Fertile.
We're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Escape the Minnesota winter, March 10th through 19th, as we become immersed in Hawaiian culture and take in the breathtaking views of Oahu, Kauai, and Maui. Enjoy a balance of scheduled must-see attractions and free time to relax in paradise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, for more information.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School tonight. YourLiveEvent.com's the Aitkin Gobbler girls fall tonight by the score 74-45 against the Ogilvie Lions in the Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament Championship as the traveling trophy presentation taking place as well. Of course, the boys' side of the bracket set to take place. First game at 5 o'clock here tonight. Of course, that'll be starting off with Mille Lacs and Greenway in that the third place game, while the championship game will have your Aitkin Gobbler boys taking on the Piers Pioneers, which will be quite the matchup. That's what Coach Scott Stanfield wanted in that matchup for the championship. And, well, ask and you shall receive.
And that's a big Section 7 AA opponent.
It is,
yes. So that's a big game, not only in a Christmas tournament, but in seeding purposes for the end of the season.
Rematch of the championship game from last year. Of course, we'll talk more about that. Hopefully catch word from Coach Davies here in the post-game show. But nonetheless, here looking at this contest overall with the Aitkin Gobbler girls falling 74-45. Turnovers had just mounted up way too early and often in that first half, and even into the start of the second half as well.
Jeremy. Yeah, Gobblers finished with 32 turnovers is what I have. That's just too many. You can't do that and expect to win a game. For the night, though, Emma Jacobson, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Teagan with 14 points and 2 boards. Eiley Cullum had 2 points, 5 rebounds. Britta Westman, 1 point and 2 boards. Emma Sky, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Ella with 10 points, 9 rebounds. And Camille with 5 points and 9 rebounds. On the side for the Lions, Grace Hines, 31 points, 4 boards. And Candace Pierce leading the way with 23 points and 6 rebounds for 57 points combined. Jaron Nelson chipping in 14 for the Lions. So one positive, the Gobblers out-rebounded the Lions 37-22.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Didn't expect that, but hey, you got to take some small victories out of the lot as well as Gobblers fall here to now 4-4 on the season, while the Ogilvie Lions now 6-2 on the season. They'll take that traveling trophy and enjoy that here for, of course, the rest of 2022. And, well, they'll have to come back and defend it next year here from Aitkin High School. Of course, we still have our big deal player of the game, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, still coming up here as the Gobblers fall 74-45 here on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll be back here after another break.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD 1.
Mr. May's ornithology class.
My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red Wrestling Tournament.
It's going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby.
Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance. Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here to the post-game show, yourliveevent.com on the Aitkin Gobblers falling today 74-45 here on yourliveevent.com. It's the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament Championship on the girls' side here today. Girls fall by the score, again, 74-45 as we jump right into the post-game show here tonight. Of course, time now we announce our big deal player of the game here this evening with, of course, our sponsorship, including Atwater GM in Aitkin, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter, Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, Takedown Gym in Brainerd as well. Big deal player of the game where she did much of her damage out in transition, obviously getting to the free throw line. Cadence Pierce, our big deal player of the game here tonight. She finished, 23 points tonight?
6 rebounds I had her for, yeah. Nice. She had, I didn't figure that, but I will for you quick.
23 points overall, and again, it was 6 rebounds in the mix, named to the all-tournament team for the Ogilvie Lions as they, again, now 6-2 on the season for the year as well.
12 of 15 from the free throw line, yeah.
And they finished 23 of 30 at the free throw line?
23 of 30. They had 23 of 30 Gobblers, 14 of 24. So 54 free throw attempts in this game combined.
As we get a chance now to announce our big, of course, our big deal player of the game. Now our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. That will go to Grace Hines here today. Of course, also named to the all-tournament team. Back-to-back games, 30-plus points for Grace Hines. Of course, brought to you by our friends at Enbridge as they thank you for supporting the Line 3 replacement project as construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we rely on every day. It was done thanks to the support of the hard work of thousands of people. Thank you from Enbridge. Of course, with the Aitkin Gobblers falling here today. Quick out-of-town scoreboard update, 28-13. I know Tanner Morgan's got a couple touchdown passes in the second half. Going on, 5th, 7th year senior in Tanner Morgan?
I think it's 6, actually.
6th year.
Yeah.
Just saw the other day, Oregon, I think, has got a player that's in his 9th year of eligibility.
Wow.
Yeah, on that Antoine Winfield Jr. eligibility program.
Yeah, right.
But nonetheless.
Is this Morgan's first game back from being hurt?
I believe so. I believe it's a combination of that and, lack of effort at the same time. But nonetheless, the 6th-year senior will go out to most likely a winner. And, a few minutes left in the fourth quarter there?
14 to play.
14 to play. Okay,
yeah.
So still got a whole quarter to go through.
Yeah.
Seen some wild things happen,
yeah.
So not quite over yet. Things are looking up for the Gophers in that contest as well. Again, we'll have the boys' side of the bracket coming up here later tonight with the championship game with the Pierce Pioneers taking on the Aitkin Gobblers. That'll be scheduled for about a 6:40 pregame tip-off, of course, coming up at 7 o'clock on yourliveevent.com. As now we welcome into the postgame show for the Aitkin Gobblers coach Kaya Davies here this evening. And, Coach, unfortunately coming up on the sour end of a loss here today, 74-45. What did you see there overall from the performance of your girls today?
They just came out rattled and not prepared, it looks like. But the turnovers is what killed us. We ended up with about 31 turnovers. We had 17 in the first half. 17 of those, even if we took away 7 of those, that's a different game. Our field goal percentage was down. It was not clicking for us. And I guess on next week, that's what we're going to start working on, is figuring out what's clicking, what's not, and what's going to be the benefit around in practice and in the game.
Coach, early on, you're down by 15 in the first half, but then you call a timeout to kind of reinstill some words to your team as well and trim it down to a 5-point deficit at half. What did you see as the big difference from that timeout through the rest of that first half that the girls were able to get things going to start off, at least finish off that first half strong?
I guess the biggest thing I saw was the execution change with our offense and our defense-wise. They started shutting down the players, and they started getting girls frustrated, and that's what we needed from them, and that's what I asked from them. I'm hoping our field goal percentage would go up next time, but it was a plus, and we got some ball and some shots rolling for us.
course, as the second half did roll along, or at least overall, too, we did see some strong rebounding, unfortunately, as well. Got into a little bit of foul trouble with, Emma, and then Camille has to come in. She had a really good first half, too, of 5 points, 5 rebounds, at least help out in the rebounding department. I know that was one thing we talked off, of course, with it being a defense going to have to be strong in this contest, but rebounding also working in with that, too.
Yeah, I was very proud right at the end of the game that the rebounding came. I wish our putbacks were there, but that comes with time and practice and a little more work at practice with that kind of stuff. I think some of our issue is that we are so afraid to put the ball back that we are looking to chuck it out, and when we start chucking things out, things start getting tipped off. Those girls are trained to start picking stuff off like that, and they're looking for it. So hopefully in the future we can adjust that and get these girls a little bit stronger to move forward with.
It looked like for the Gobblers, it really benefited having a half-court set offense, half-court set defense. You didn't want to get into a track meet with Ogilvie where they like to get out and run, and it seemed like in that first half, the end of the first half, we did a nice job of setting up that half-court offense and you caused some fits defensively for them in that half-court set defensively, and so when you get out of that, get in that run and gun, that really benefited them, it seemed like.
Yeah, definitely. The girls start realizing what kind of defense the other team's playing, and hopefully we can start adjusting and what kind of offense. I need my guards to be a little bit stronger and more independent in calling things like that while I'm running my brain across a million things too, but they're more in the feel of things and they know what's going to work and what's not going to work, and I hope in the future we can start gaining more independent and more confidence in doing that kind of stuff.
Coach, we certainly appreciate the time for you to come up with the post-game show. Look forward to talking to you next week as well.
Thank you.
Head coach for the Aitkin Gobblers, Kaya Davies, joins us here on the post-game show. Now we'll welcome in one of the all-tournament team selections and also senior for this Gobbler girls, and Tegan Piesick back on the post-game show. Didn't have to, run up like last time here on the post-game show, but Tegan, overall, it was a sluggish start at the start of both halves, but how'd you feel there on the floor tonight?
We felt pretty good. We put in a new defense to try and stop number 4 and 21, and they like to run, so we all got tired because JV played at the same time, so we were short a couple players there, and we just really tried to stay in the half-court defense for the first half to keep our energy there.
And I know as well, we talked with Coach Davies, obviously, about you take that timeout, fairly early in the start of the first half and really start to slow things down offensively. What was that adjustment that, took place that your team was able to, obviously get a few more opportunities offensively, get some rebounds, and ultimately lead to, a couple more points to trim that large deficit down?
We talked a lot about composure. Before that timeout, we were kind of chucking stuff around because we didn't really want to have the ball in our hands because we didn't want the turnovers, and it just resulted in more. So we focused on composure and execution and not panicking when we had the ball.
And that's what I would say that first half, Paul, and to Tegan's point there, that confidence level of not wanting the ball in your hands, and then it seemed like that switch flipped in the second half of that second part of the first half, and that you guys taking the ball to the hole and extra passes and getting that shot. So that continues throughout the season. I think it's a bright spot.
Certainly do appreciate the time, Tegan, as always, to come on, and look forward to chatting with you next week, too.
All right, thank you.
Tegan Piesick for the Aitkin Gobblers here, one of the all-tournament team selections here on the post-game show. We start to wrap things up here. Jim's starting to empty out because the boys' side of the bracket still set to come up as well. 5 o'clock, the next game that we'll have Mille Lacs taking on Greenway. That is set for a 5 o'clock tip-off as well, as we're just over about an hour plus away. A little over an hour and some change till tip-off. That'll give us a chance to recollect our thoughts and get ready for that second contest as well, with the Pierce Pioneers taking on your Aitkin Gobblers coming up at, that will be 7 o'clock here tonight. Scheduled for about a 6:40 pregame right here on yourliveevent.com. Well, as we do wrap things up here on the postgame show, again, Gobblers fall to Ogilvie 74-45. Gobblers now 4-4. They'll be back in action on Tuesday against Barnum right here on yourliveevent.com. We'll have coverage of that on KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1. The Gobbler. Ogilvie now 6-2. They're going to be on the road Tuesday at Chisago Lakes. Heading into 2023. Where has the time gone in 2022? But again, Gobblers fall here this evening. You can flip it on over to KKIN AM 930, FM 103.1, or Cash 95.9. Catch the fourth quarter of the Pinstripe Bowl as the Gophers taking on Syracuse. Up 28-13 last check, but don't forget 6:30 tonight on 3WI AM 1270, 96.3 FM. Thursday night football action with Dallas at Tennessee. That's scheduled again 6:30 pregame on 3WI AM. Thanks to our friends at Westwood One.
Sounds
Sports.
like Henry's not playing tonight.
Yep, that's going to hurt my fantasy team a little bit. And also seeing Josh Dobbs is going to start at quarterback for Tennessee tonight.
It's going to hurt Tennessee's chances of making the playoffs.
Yeah, that might have even hurt a little bit of the hot seat for Coach Mike Vrabel and squad down there, especially with a fired GM in the process. But Dallas, they're just licking their chops here to get into, of course, much better position.
It is in Tennessee? At Tennessee?
At Tennessee tonight.
Well, you got a little colder weather and some field conditions, so maybe – that might benefit them.
We'll see about that. Again, 6:30 pregame, 3WI AM, of course, with Thursday night football action, thanks to Westwood One Sports. Well, big thank you again for everybody tuning in here today. Gobblers fall 74-45. Big thank you to Jeremy Jansen for providing the color and the statistics as well for this broadcast. A big thank you to both head coaches and, of course, the likes of Coach Kaya Davies for joining us here on the post-game show and the pregame show, as always. Gobblers fall here 74-45. Big thank you to our sponsors for allowing us to broadcast as well. Be sure to thank our sponsors with your patronage and always shop local in the Brainerd Lakes area. Well, don't forget, again, 6:40 pregame tonight. Aitkin Gobbler boys take on Piers in the Holiday Tournament Championship game as the Pioneers take on the Gobblers. Section 7 2A matchup as well. As we do wrap things up here tonight, a big thank you again for you, the listeners and the followers here on YourLiveEvent.com for tuning in. If you weren't able to follow us or listen, well, be sure to check out full score schedules, broadcast times, and more by going to rjbroadcasting.com. Till next time, this is Paul Vold signing off from Aitkin High School. You enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon, and we'll talk to you coming up just before 7 o'clock here on YourLiveEvent.com. Good afternoon and good night, everybody.